Now it's time for I Challenge You 5Ds, the show that goes to show that all cops are bad at dueling in a bot v bot setting. What is going on here? This is god-awful. Grab a synchro and jump on your duel runner because it's time to open packs, build decks with our pulls, and send our bots into all new forms of mechanized melee. We're hitting the road running this season with wild new blessings, even tougher challenges, and a ban list made to hit the gas on this format. So without further ado, let's rev it up. Hello, kings, queens, and monarchs of every element. I'm RJ the Jake Monarch. Welcome back to I Challenge You 5Ds, where I just did like the ultimate false start. I did this whole hype thing, introducing the Wheel of Calamities because Borgarbot has been too powerful for all of the other episodes so far. And then I forgot to transition screens and it was just my face. But it's still extremely hype because last week, Borgarbot proved itself to be the ultimate anime protagonist. And this week, we need to weigh it down. We need to give ourselves a constraint under which we can truly test our strength. Let's spin the Wheel of Calamities for the first time. All right. Let's get something cool and new, just like I did before. Oh, another cool and interesting one, specially made for I Challenge You 5Ds. This is Huge Revolution. Huge Revolution is one of the first items in a while that chat gets to participate in. Today, chat will be choosing the decks that I play against. I hope that they will be merciful. But before that, I don't need mercy when I have the great blessings from above. I'm excited. I hope we also get something new today. There are another set of very cool things that we haven't gotten to see yet. Let's spin that wheel. All right. What are we up to? We're on Card Trader. Man, I cannot spin the new things. Card Trader's a really cool one, though. This is going to allow us to switch in one card today for a card of the same rarity. And with Ancient Prophecy on the mind, there's a particular Blackwing card I'm going to be looking for. Speaking of which, let's get into the opening. All right, let's get this party started with Ancient Prophecy, a powerful set. Also worth noting, Ancient Prophecy was the source of a large number of cards that whooped our butts in the Leah Luna match last time. Let's open the first pack. Flamvel Fire Dog and a copy of Rekindling. Remember that we got another copy of Rekindling in last week's sneak peek special. We would love to see 3 of those and 3 Flamvel Fire Dog. Absolutely incredible. Battle of the Elements is also kind of a fun janky removal spell. On Blackwing, Mistral the Silver Shield is a cool level 2 tuner. Also, the incredibly exotic genetic woman, as opposed to other women who possess no genome. No genes in this woman's body. Next pack, a second Rekindling. Well, a third Rekindling. Also, Fishborg Blaster is really interesting. I'm not really sure how we make use of Fishborg Blaster, but surely there's a way. Another copy of Fossil Dig is great. We've got some mad dinos possibly up in here. And a Slip of Fortune is a great battle trick. Yo, wait! That's amazing! Vayu was actually the card I was planning on trading in for. This card is spectacular for our Blackwings, especially because we possess an armed wing. I'm not sure what we trade in for now, because I think we can only ever use this Vayu once. Brain Research Lab is cool, as is Flamvel Counter. Kawaki Meru Speeder's kind of a cool card. It's just got a colossal booty. And that's pretty much that. We also have Fairy Wind. This is an interesting one to look out for against all of these decks that utilize continuous spells and traps. Magikarp. It's a terrible card. That's a Kawakimeru Boulder. Kawakimeru Boulder is a pretty sick card for a Kawakimeru deck. It's just a battle recruiter, which is great for the Kawakimerus, which are universally gigantic. There's a second Flamvel Commando. My god, if this card could be special summoned, we'd be in such good shape. But unfortunately, this card is ass. Is that a Junior Journey reference? Another Falchion Beta. We are just about halfway through. We've seen almost all the cards I could possibly want. Some more Flamvel Fire Dogs would be very welcome. And then, I don't know, I think there are good holos in here. There's a Kawakimeru Tornado. We've been getting a lot of Kawakimeru guys. This one's especially cool because if we do have the Iron Core of Kawakimeru in our hand, it just destroys all special summon monsters your opponent controls by returning a Iron Core from your hand to the top of your deck. Very interesting one. There's a Card Guard secret rare. I'm not sure how good that is, which is fun to think about because we have a card trader and a secret rare. Oh, there's Pixie Ring, speaking of cards that donked us last episode. Hey, there's a second Flamvel Fire Dog. We are living it up over here. Fortune Lady Light. We're getting a large number of Fortune Ladies. There's no way. Hey, there's an X-Saber Full Helm Knight, a very good X-Saber monster. A third Flamvel Commando. A third one. We have 3 Flamvel Commandos. What are we supposed to do with this information? Hey, Skill Successor is actually a super rare we were considering taking for the Blessing last week. Gives a monster you control 400 attack until the end of the turn, and then during your turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a face-up monster you control, and it gains 800 attack. Very cool. We have 2 more packs left. I don't really know what I feel like I've been missing out. Ancient Fairy Dragon is obviously a very cool card, very good against field spell-based decks, but other than that, not really sure. A third gap, and in our last pack, a third Fortune Lady Light. Well, if we had Fortune's Future or Future Visions, I feel like we would be in very good shape with those Fortune Ladies. But unfortunately, that was not meant to... Unfortunately, that was not meant to be. We got a very good opening here. Flamvel Fire Dog is extremely solid, and we now have 2 copies of it. Not bad. As well as a couple of copies of Flamvel Commando. And by a couple, I mean 3. That seems like a trade-inable amount. But in the meantime, let's begin with the Hidden Arsenal. All right, here we are, one of the most influential packs in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, the first Hidden Arsenal. Unfortunately, it also contains a bunch of absolute garbage. Let's see which we get. Starting off with a Flamvel Urquisis, this is a great level 6 synchro. Unfortunately, they gave it 400 defense, making it useless for all Flamvel support. Mist Valley Thunderbird is bad. There's a Worm Carteros. Flip effects are not something we can rely on in this series, but if we're up against a deck that is consistently summoning large enough monsters, the Worms might actually do it. A X-Saber Axel. Also, Flamvel Guard is good. I am excited to see if this AI can use Dragon Rulers now that I'm looking at Flamvel Guard. Well, I got a secret rare. Not sure which one. Cryomancer of the Ice Barrier. It's not a good one. Hey, now there's probably the best one that I can get from this set in particular. Ally of Justice Cataster. This card is an absolute menace under almost every circumstance and against most decks. This card is a absolute house for us, and I'm very glad we have at least 1 copy of it. Hey, there's an X-Saber Urbellum, another great level 7 synchro. Definitely love to see that one. Wern DeMickles. Oh, hey, a second Cataster. Yeah, sure. A second Urquisis. Okay, we're actually getting great stuff in the realm of generic synchro monsters. There's a Bryonic. Okay. Fortunately, Bryonic in its errated form can only target your opponent's cards. Unfortunately, in its errated form, it still discards any number of cards. I really want it to be good. Hey, there's a third Cataster. Wait, just making level 5 synchros at this point is a reasonable move. Oh, hey, and a Flamvel Magician. I don't think we have a level 8 synchro for the Flamvels yet, but we could at some point. What do we got? Wrath and Eos? Who cares? There's a Mistworm. Tell me this only targets cards your opponent controls. It does only target cards your opponent controls. Mistworm may be a genuinely usable monster. Hey, Mist Valley Soldier is a pretty interesting card. It bounces opponents' monsters that weren't destroyed by battle with it to the hand. And it's also a tuner. Also a second Flamvel Magician. We love to see it. A second Bryonic, sure. A second Urbellum. We actually love to see it. We can really play around our synchros. One of the things that is cool about having an extra deck in I Challenge You is you can really cater your strategy to which monster you want to make. So if our opponent is putting a lot of dinky guys face down, it's actually really in our interest to start making Flamvel Urquizus instead of Iron Chain Dragon. So having this variety of monsters that we have multiple copies of is great. Speaking of Flamvel Urquizus, there it is. Commander Gotham's Sword Master. Doesn't even have the decency to be an X-Saber monster. Hidden Arsenal was a bizarre set. 2 more packs left. Wrath and Eos. And in our last pack, I literally could not ask for anything else. We've got 3 of the best synchro in the set for I Challenge You, 1 of the second best one, and 2 of the third best one. Actually, like 2 of a bunch of them. It's great. Commander Gotham. I ain't trading anything in from this set. Look at that. 2 Bryonic, 3 Cataster, 3 Urquizus, a Mistworm, and Doubl Urbellum. This is a phenomenal lineup of synchros from this set, and we got all the Flamvel Magicians we could have asked for and more. A few copies of Worm Carteros, which is the other super rare that we really want out of this set, and pretty much that's all I could ever... This has been amazing. All right, what are we trading in? Do we have any Airbellum? You're right. We didn't pull a single Airbellum. Well, that significantly changes my plans for what I was going to do with my Ancient Prophecy trade. Ancient Fairy Dragon is definitely a consideration. God, Ancient Prophecy Ultra Rares are so pretty. Holy shit, we didn't pull any Solidarity. We pulled 1 last week. Oh man, that could unironically be the trade. It's an extremely boring card, but it's very good for the AI. After all the Solidarity slander, there has been a lot of Solidarity slander. Not happy with that card. I could get White Knight Dragon. There are a lot of good options. Ooh, okay, here's a thought. You ready for my unhinged idea? What if we traded in the Card Guard for Gaia and played Heroes? We already have a Gaia. We could have 2. Yeah, we have 4 Miracle Fusions. Gigaplant Dubia Gemini. Yo, okay, so we Future Fusion for Raptinus. Future Fusion for Raptinus, send Gigaplant, send Neosalius. This is actually kinda based. Is it the right choice? Probably not, but when did I come into this series to make the right choice? I feel like we make the based choice. I feel like I can do it with 1 Gaia, but then like what would I do with the second Miracle Fusion? What about Airbellum? Nah, it's either AFD or Gaia. I'm feeling it in my bones. I think we've got to do it. I think we're required. I think the gods of basedness have decided, like, yeah, AFD is great, but we're going to take away the Card Guard and we're going to add a second Gaia. Let's go! We're going to add more heroes. 44% of the vote going to the deck that is Albaz featuring King of the Skull Servants. A description I'm still not sure I totally understand this time around. You have just a few seconds to vote, and Last Stand will take it. 44% of the vote going to Last Stand. I can't wait to see this deck. And here it is. Lairon's Last Stand deck. It is every bit the abomination that I was told it was going to be. Look at all these Skull Servant cards. I haven't even properly planned around Skull Servant going into this. I've mostly planned around the Albaz the Ashen. This card gains 200 attack for each monster in your graveyard if you have a fusion monster in your graveyard. Something that is very easy to accomplish when you have just all of these Dogmatica cards in your lineup. And also Titaniclad can be sent to the graveyard to get you Guiding Chem, the Virtuous. All of their powers combined, they fill up the graveyard for both Albaz the Ashen and King of the Skull Servants, two cards that are absolutely capable of wrecking our shit. Fortunately, we have someone who can save us. We have a hero! This is Hero Plants. This is a deviation on our plant lineup. Yes, we're playing plants again, but we're also playing heroes this time. And we need some ease in the chat for our heroes because we are going to be playing with Super Alloy Beast Raptinus, an elemental hero, Gaia. We're going to be searching out our Neos aliases with E-Emergency Call, and we're going to be miracle fusing them away for our Gaia. Gaia is gigantic and has the ability to get over pretty much any opponent's monster by battle. You just summon it, have your opponent's attack, and then the Gaia gains that monster's attack as well. This deck also has a lot of ability to get around battle thanks to the 3 copies of Wall of Thorns and the Lord Poisons, which allow us to get our biggest plant monsters back from the grave after having future fusioned them away. I can't wait to see how this deck goes, even if it's a disaster. So after my admittedly suspect choice, I had to ask chat if Gaia was the white pick for my blessing today. Their options were hell yeah, because hell yeah, or we're about to get branded in white. I need branded in white as a card. We need the custom card, folks. But before we can think about fan art and memes, we've got serious business to attend to. Let the games begin. All right, starting off with an L in the rock, paper, scissors. This is boding well. I feel like we do better when we get the L in RPS than when we don't. There goes the white prince, but they're not going to choose to activate the white prince. They're just going to send it away. We're going to go E. Can we get some E's in chat? We're going to go E again, and we're going to add our wild heart. Hopefully we're going to... Why wouldn't we normal summon Alias here? And why did the white baking go to 0? They activated White Princess, that's why. Okay, we're going to go in. They're going to white baking their white baking. White baking is going to add White Mare and the King of the Skull Servants. They'll send away another White Prince, but the White Prince is not going to resolve. I'm guessing they just don't have the materials in deck. There's a King of the Skull Servants. He's huge. They'll go to battle phase. There's the Wall of Thorns. Get owned. This card is so stupidly good. There's a Rigorous Reaver, and this feels like a little bit of a beatdown already. We haven't seen any of the Albaz cards yet, and we haven't even seen a fusion card. Let's see some fusion cards. There's the Albaz the Ashen, the second Wall of Thorns. That's just not fair. We can't keep doing that. The hand was indeed double E, double Wall of Thorns, and a single plant monster, and that's what it took, I guess. Game 2. All right, Hand Destruction. What are we going to discard? They're going to discard their 2 copies of Punishment. That's great to see. We're going to lose our 1 copy of Hero Blast. There's Prideful Roar as well. We really just decided to discard 2 of our best trap cards, didn't we? There is a 3 grand King of the Soul Servants. Fortunately, we did not discard a Wall of Thorns, so we may still be in this one. We're just going to normal summon Gigantic Cephalotus. They're going to send away a Titaniclad. We may be in a little bit of trouble. This can get them another copy of our Quem, and that's 6,000 points of damage. They're not going to summon the 6,000 points of damage, but we're still going to take a heck of a lot thanks to the Giant King of the Skull Servants. Surely we have an out to this card, right? There's a Lord Poison. We're going to normal summon it. We're going to go into Guiding Quem. We're going to summon out a Gigantic Cephalotus. Gigantic Cephalotus is going to get in over the White Mare, and this is a bit of a stalemate. They're going to summon a Quem. Quem is going to send away a Dogmatica card. They're going to attack. We do not have the Wall of Thorns. Wow! That is a huge King of the Soul Servants that just beat the shit out of us. I don't know what we would have had face down there. I feel like we have a lot of very live trap cards in the deck, but the trap cards giveth, and the trap cards taketh away. Game 3. Who's going to be going first? It's going to begin with the Albaz deck. White Princess is going to discard itself for no value, and they're going to set a back row. They have an 18, but we're great at getting 19s. There is the Alias. We're going to normal summon out the Alias. We're going to set a back row. We're going to attack into the Albaz, the Ashen, and pass the turn. This seems like a very good spot, but if they have a single copy of Dogmatica Punishment in rotation, we just kind of steamroll them. There's Thorn of Malice, one of the funniest cards from last time. There's a second Thorn of Malice. You've got a big guy? We've got a big guy. Thorn of Malice is going to reduce the Lady in White down to 1,000, and then we're going to run over it with the Neos Alias. If they keep setting monsters, it's not going to work out well for them. We can normal summon the Rigorous Reaver, attack in with the Gigantic Cephalotus, deal 50 damage off that Gigantic Cephalotus, take it out with the Neos Alias and attack in with Rigorous Reaver. I wanted to see a fusion monster. I deserve a fusion monster. Show me a fusion monster. That's a Neos Alias. This isn't how I wanted this to go. Wait, okay. That's a Pyramid Turtle. This still could be a real game. They're going to summon White Mare. We're going to attack in with the Neos Alias. And nope, that's 1,600 per game. I feel ripped off. I feel robbed. I think we need to put more Miracle Fusions in. I think we actually need a different deck. Let's see what's up next. For our second deck, we're actually going to go up against another chat favorite. This is Jet Fighters, another deck that's a little higher up on the ladder, but because we're in the Revolution era and chat seemed really excited about this deck, we're playing against it. And boy, oh boy, am I excited about it too. This deck features just some of the coolest cards ever, like Black Salvo, Gen X Ally Duradark, Flying Fortress Skyfire, and of course the very funny Dark Synchro Dark Flat Top to summon it. This deck looks super duper cool. And to play against this Doubl plus Austin CK power, I'm actually going to be playing a deck also invented by Doubl. Well, not invented, but this list is largely Doubl's idea, with a little bit of tweaking from me and the rest of chat. This is Morphtronics. I've been excited to play a Morphtronic deck ever since we pulled our Power Tool Dragon, with the ability to pull out a double tool C and D to equip it so that it gains 1,000 attack during your turn. Just an incredible card. And we've got our Morphtronic map to start building counters, making our Morphtronics beefy, and of course our stun card Morphtronic Bind to keep them alive. I have no concept of the power level of this deck, but I'm excited to see what it does. There's a wide variety of random stuff this deck is capable of. Let's see what it does. We're gonna edit the deck a little bit because I just thought of the fact that Skyfire is a wind monster. We can bring a couple of catasters. Oh boy, folks, it's time for a real mechanized melee. It's Morphin time versus Flat. Who will win? Chat seems to think it's time for the Morphtronics. We're gonna morph all over them. And I am not so sure. Doubl posted a very interesting screenshot in the Discord that shakes my faith a little bit, but it hasn't broken it. My faith in Borgarbot is eternal. Let the games begin. All right, starting off with an epic rock, paper, scissors battle that, unfortunately, it seems that Borgarbot has won. That's an 1800 Radion. That's not a bad opening, especially when we open double Morphtronic Field or Morphtronic Bind here. They're going to Unexpected Die. That Mechanical Chaser ain't going to do them any good. They're going to summon Power Tool Mecha Dragon, which is just going to go to the battle phase and then go to the end phase. We're going to go main phase 1, Autonomous Action Unit to grab back their tutor. Let's go! You think your Power Tool is powerful? Just wait until you see ours. We're going to add to our double Tool C and D. Let's fucking go! Yes! Oh, I'm so hyped right now. I have never been more hyped in my life. There goes the Spell Reactor. The Spell Reactor is just going to attack into the Power Tool Dragon because of C and D. Power Tool's going to get to resolve again. We'll go to the battle phase with the Vidion. Attack for 3,300 with Power Tool Dragon. What are you going to do? Where is your god now? They're going to attack it with the Dark SA. I love so much how much Morphtronics mindfuck AIs. They just destroy the AI algorithms. Oh my goodness. Morphtronics taking the dub game 1. We just gotta do that one more time. We just gotta do it one more time for the upset. True Gadget Gamers. That's right, Austin CK. And we're gonna go Gadget Game 2. Starting off, they're going to open with Unexpected Die and a Mechanical Chaser. A second Mechanical Chaser is going to get them Diamond Crab King. Diamond Crab King is going to go up to 3,000 and then back down to 0. We're going to normal summon a Remote, and we're going to set a singular back row. That doesn't bode terribly well, but if it's a Morphtronic Bind, then we're kind of okay. Kind of, I say, because they have a Diamond Crab King, which will go up to 3,000. We'll eat our Morphtronic, and then their Trap Reactor will get in for 800. That is, however, only an 800 Trap Reactor. We're going to go for the Morphtronic Engine. We're going to summon back Selfon. Let's go. Let's go. We rolled a 2. Okay, well, we're going to get Fake Explosion. Fake Explosion is going to deal 1,000 back to them. And we've actually got a decent position. That Radion has 1,800 attack points, and they currently do not have a monster that can get over anything we've got. They're going to go for the Catastor. They're going to summon back the Trap Reactor, but if we can get something like a map in rotation, we're going to be in very good shape. The Selfon is going to do absolutely nothing. We're going to go in on the Herbellum. Herbellum is very big here. Fake Explosion doing basically nothing but negating the attack. This Herbellum is extremely strong with a single Morphtronic on the board. Their monsters cannot attack right now because of that Morphtronic Bind. Herbellum is not the strongest card in the world, but it's a pretty decent one when we've got a Morphtronic on the board. We're going to go for the Radion. Radion is bad news bears here with the Junk Box because it's just going to get destroyed and accomplish nothing. That Junk Box was a little bit suspect. What are we doing here? They're on Samurai Destroyer. We're just staring each other down right now. Selfon is going to go for 2 again, and it's going to hit nothing. We're going to set another back row. We've got just an Herbellum sitting there. It's just an Herbellum sitting there. Transmodify into the Summon Reactor. Summon Reactor is going to do absolutely nothing. This is a board state we've gotten ourselves into. Morphtronic Selfon is going to go for 2. It's going to hit nothing. Radion is going to activate. Summon Reactor is going to activate. Our Morphotronic Mix-Up is going to activate, hitting the Dark Flat Top. They're going to summon out their Spell Reactor. SK is going to negate an attack, but that's actually okay. We've actually largely cleared up their board here. The main card that was causing us problems is no longer there. Well, that was fun while it lasted. We continue on the way to deck out. Selfon is going to activate. It's going to hit 2. Has this die hit anything but 2 yet? The Summon Reactor is going to use its effect. Is that a 3,000 attack Radion? Whoo! Or Boombox, and we're going to be able to attack over the Summon Reactor. That actually deals with a good portion of their field. We can now start getting over the cards that the Dark Flat Top summons, and if they keep summoning monsters, we're going to Draining Shield. I feel like we really didn't have to do that. We're going to gain... Oh, but they're going to... That was a real back and forth we just had there. The Selfon is going to land on 4, but accomplish nothing. We're going to attack in so many times with Boomboxin. We just need this Boomboxin to have a little bit more attack. Just a little bit more attack. If we can get a single Morphtronic map into rotation, we're in such good shape. Or they could just keep attacking the boombox, and because it's got the C&D on it. Oh, I love Power Tool C&D so much. I love it so much. Unfortunately here, they will be able to summon back the Summon Reactor. Fortunately, they won't be able to use it to attack because of the Morphtronic bind. What is this board state we're in? Cellphon's going to go off, and this Boomboxen is just going to end the game on its own. It keeps attacking. It just keeps attacking. That was so fucking sick. I love this Morphtronic deck. I love this Morphtronic deck. It's so cool. Chat's saying game 3. I think we give it to him. Yeah, the Boomboxen beatdown was so sick. All right, so we're going to open with Morphtronic map. Couldn't be a better opening. Cellphon is going to activate. It's going to land on 4. It's going to get another Cellphon. We're going to go for the Boombox, and that's the smarter choice on the AI's part, but it means we don't get to chain our Cellphons. We're going to get Clockwork Knighted, which is less than ideal. They're going to be able to summon a bunch of things. Unfortunately, knowing what we're seeing from the field right now, this means we don't have a bind, nor do we have a mix-up. But they summon everything in defense, so it really doesn't matter. We're going to activate Autonomous Action Unit. We're going to get back the Summon Reactor. Let's go. Die lands on 4 from the Cellphon. Let's see if we get the Radion off of there. We got the Borden. Borden is interesting. We're going to get Power Tool Dragon. Power Tool Dragon is going to get, not sure yet, it's the Repair Unit. We're going to discard a monster. We're going to summon Borden again. Power Tool is going to get in. Summon Reactor is going to get in. Nothing is going to happen, and this has been an incredible turn. We've really learned some things today. They're going to switch a monster to attack position. Fortunately, I believe that means that we can attack again. Power Tool Dragon is getting to resolve so many goddamn times today. It's very cool. Fake Explosion going to negate the Power Tool attack. Fake Explosion going to do nothing. The Groundskeeper is going to just get attacked a large number of times for a very small amount of damage. This is... what a field. This is our 4th tuner on board. Summon Reactor is going to deal 800. Summon Reactor is going to negate an attack. Summon Reactor is going to negate an attack. Draining Shield's going to negate an attack. We're just going to keep negating attacks. We've got a Cellphon on board, but we really don't want to have this Cellphon on board. I'm hoping that we're going to switch its position so we can get that Morphtronic map going. There goes the Cellphon. Cellphon's going to activate. We've got the map on board now. Power Tool Dragon is very large. It is a big boy. Boomboxen is going to attack a million times, get a million damage in. This Morphtronic deck seems perfectly paired against the Dark Flat Top deck in a way that I did not personally expect. They're going to transmodify away into the Summon Reactor. That actually a little bit saves us here. Dark Flat Top is going to summon back the Trap Reactor. They're going to go for a Power Tool guy of their own. They're going to go into a second Dark Flat Top, which is going to go into the Trap Reactor again. But now Power Tool Dragon can get over the Trap Reactor. This is really cool for us because it means that we can... oh, I forgot about that. This is going to be a fun game, isn't it? They're going to summon back the Spell Reactor. Summon Reactor is going to deal 800 burn. We're going to negate the attack with Summon Reactor. This is just a burn deck now. What is going on? We're going to attack in with the Power Tool Dragon. Heavy Raiders is going to mean that does absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, they can start summoning guys back. They have... ooh, oh, they didn't use the Duradark there. That means we get to keep our Summon Reactor. They're going to go into the Diamond Crab King. Diamond Crab King is in defense position, though, which means that it is not going to get to attack this turn. Our Power Tool Dragon is still very, very strong, and we've got the Boomboxen to make it stronger, but unfortunately, the Spell Reactor is going to deal with that very nicely. The Heavy Metal Raiders is really a fun card, isn't it? Transmodify is going to summon out another Summon Reactor. Summon Reactor is going to Summon React. We're going to go Diamond Crab King. We're going to detach. Switch to attack for 3,000. We're going to Summon React and negate the attack from the Diamond Crab King, and Power Tool Dragon is going to get donked. We no longer have the Double Tool C&D in rotation. Unfortunately, Cellphon's going to get a 1 and accomplish nothing. We're going to Autonomous Action Unit, summon back the Catastor, but they have the Spell Reactor. We have a Radion. They're going to Summon Reactor us, but our Radion is gigantic. Boomboxen is going to attack multiple times because it's got 2,700 attack. Let's go. And we win with the Power Tool into Diamond Crab King. This match rocked so hard. What a wild match. Oh, I loved this. This was great. I had a great time today. I hope everybody else also had a great time today. I love this Morphtronic deck. I love Power Tool Dragon. Can we get a shout out for Power Tool Dragon? God, this card is sick. Wow. I'm just so giddy that Morphtronics performed that well. I can't wait to have this deck play again. That was so goddamn rad. There's another week next week. Next week, Stardust Overdrive and Absolute Power Force. And oh boy, is it going to be an Absolute Power Force. And we're going to kick it into Overdrive. This deck has drained all the bits out of my brain. Let's see if we can get them back next week. Go forward in humble confidence, my friends, and I hope you have a great night. I'm going to watch another match of this, though. Y'all want to watch another match of this? We're going to watch another match of this. This is so goddamn cool.